Going on, Jerome's. So the Minnesota Vikings last night made a big-time trade for former Jacksonville Jaguars starting left tackle Cam Robinson, as the Vikings trying to pick up the pieces after the Darisaw injury. And frankly, I think it's the best the Vikings could have done in a not-so-great situation with Darisaw going down. But, of course, people have a lot of questions, and we'll try to answer them. So here are 10 questions about the Cam Robinson trade. A little bit of frequently asked questions, a little FAQ. Number one, did Kwesi cook? I have to say yes. Yes, he absolutely did, because the parameters of the trade, where are they? All right, so the compensation is a compensation update. Vikings get left tackle, or Lieutenant Cam Robinson, Lieutenant Diane Ice Cream, left tackle Cam Robinson, and a conditional 2026 seventh that can go away based on playing time, and Jaguars get conditional 2026 fifth rounder that can become a fourth based on playing time per sources. So basically, Kwesi gets a starting caliber left tackle, a guy who's a veteran, been there, done that, a top half of the league pass protector, and for the cost of essentially a 2026 day 3 pick swap. Yeah, I think that is certainly the definition of cooking, and Kwesi got after things. Next up, number 2, concerned about Robinson's benching. So it's a bit of a weird situation in Jacksonville, and Cam Robinson was coming back from a concussion, was cleared on Saturday, played about a quarter and a half before he was dinged up, and then he was benched for Wheeler Walker-Little Jr. And I think it says a lot more about the dysfunction in Jacksonville than anything about Cam Robinson. Now, we'll get into number 3, concussion concern. So, yeah, he was cleared last Saturday and did play in the game on Sunday. And also, he hasn't played a full season since 2020. But this isn't a long-term play. And this is a rest of the season, patch things up, 10 regular season games and playoffs, Super Bowl type move, right? So hopefully, knocking on all the wood, Cam Robinson can stay healthy the rest of the way. But in terms of like benching, I just think that Doug Peterson and the Jaguars sort of rearranging chairs on the Titanic, and they wanted to move on from Cam Robinson, and I think that they just put him out there for the first quarter to showcase that he was healthy to try and get a draft pick, and that's exactly what happened. Number 4, is this the best the Vikings could do? Yes. I think that it is, given the situation where, absent giving up high-end draft capital, like which I didn't really see the Vikings doing. Robinson in this spot, maybe free agent DJ Humphries if he had been fully healthy, but that's a big if. He's coming back from an ACL himself. So given the circumstances at the trade deadline, I think the Vikings made the best of a bad situation. Also, they potentially boxed out other teams that could have been looking for some left tackle supplementation as well. And like we said, in terms of the compensation, where essentially it's just a day 3 pick swap, and not even 2025, 2026, and protecting the very few draft picks that you have for 2025. It's a fantastic move, and it's the best that the Vikings could do. Number 5, what happens at guard now? So now you replace Ed Ingram with Dalton Risner. Once Risner is activated off of injured reserve designee for return, you make the move, right? And yeah, you're gonna have 2 new pieces along the offensive line. It is what it is. And I know that there have been lengthy discussions about, hey, Brandel at left tackle and then Risner at left guard. I didn't really like it because that had the most moving parts, or moving Brian O'Neill, which would have been ridiculous. So Robinson plug and play at left tackle, and then Risner replacing Ed Ingram, which would have happened anyway. I think that makes the most sense. Next up, number 6, will it take time to gel? Yes. I mean, offensive line. It does take time to understand what's going on with the guy next to you, but Robinson does have a career 96.3% pass blocking efficiency. Still solid in one-on-one spots, but it will take some time communication-wise between Robinson, Brandel, and also they're probably going to be a little bit of Josh Oliver out there at weak side tight end. So if I'm the defense coordinator is going up against the Vikings in the next couple of weeks, like, I'm sending lots of stunts, lots of games, lots of confusion over to that left side. And the Colts, of course, are very familiar with Cam Robinson. They have a dossier on him, as well as the Jaguars, obviously very knowledgeable about Cam Robinson, which would be interesting. And then, of course, the Titans, also very knowledgeable about Cam Robinson as the Vikings begin this AFC South tour. So that certainly could be interesting. Next, number 7. How much cap will this cost? So SpotRack is reporting that the Vikings are picking up the remaining balance of his base salary, which would rate out to about $9.6 million. Now, there has been some talk that maybe the Jaguars are picking up some of that. Haven't seen any confirmed reports as of yet. But the Vikings, have just south of $10 million in cap space. They certainly could move some money around, restructuring Brian O'Neill and blah blah blah. Either way, they can make it happen. As well as they still have $76 million in estimated cap space. Top 10 in the league for next season. So they easily can kick the can a little bit and make this move work with Cam Robinson. Next up, number 8. Does Robinson start Sunday night against the Colts? I think yes, because obviously his familiarity with the Colts cuts both ways. He understands. He knows the edge rushers from Indianapolis. He knows what they're going to throw at the offensive line in general. Plus, I would really hate for them for it to be so many moving parts, whether it's Brandel, whether it's Quisenberry. Again, I like Quisenberry, but I like him as a veteran swing tackle backup who you can plug and play during a game if needed. I'm not ready to rock and roll with him as your starting left tackle. And with Robinson, the season is in the balance, and you made this trade for a reason, so you're trotting him out there now. And does he know the full playbook? No. But can he still pass protect in one-on-one spots? Yes. And then we'll just take care of everything else later. So yeah, I would say that Robinson should be starting at left tackle on Sunday night against the Colts. Next up, number 9. Do the Vikings get a comp pick? So first question would be, is this a one-year deal? Yes. Robinson, his contract does expire. His 3-year, $54 million extension that he signed with the Jaguars does expire this year. And the Vikings, if and when Robinson signs somewhere else, when he's only 30 years young, because it won't be here, because Robinson has only played left tackle. He's not switching right tackle because he got O'Neill, and Darisaw hopefully will be back to start the season in 2025. So likely he's going to be leaving in free agency somewhere else, a team that needs tackle help, because it's always in demand. And the Vikings would be in line for some compensatory pick love, although the Vikings, like we talked about, have $76 million in estimated cap space in 2025. So likely they will be huge buyers and spenders in free agency. So it could be a moot point. I think that the credit that the Vikings will get from Robinson leaving, Darnold leaving, maybe some of the defenders leaving, will be canceled out by the Vikings spending all of the money. Osa Odigizua one time. Lastly, number 10. Are the Vikings done trading? No. Sources say no. So first off, this move indicates that the Vikings are all in on this season. All right, they still see themselves as playoff and Super Bowl contenders. Otherwise, you don't make this move. If the Vikings were just treading water, we'll just see what happens. You would give Walter Rouse the time of day. See what the kid has for the future. Or you do the whole Brandel Reisner thing, right? So the Vikings aren't doing that. They're still fully all in. So Dexter Lawrence one time, please. J.C. Horn one time, please. Both. Screw it. And yeah, as Kwesi has said before, F them picks, right? I would feel perfectly fine if they wanted to do 2 once for Dexter Lawrence, because they're going to be 2 late first round picks anyways, baby. That's right. And I can already hear people say, that's too much. Dexter Lawrence is the clear front runner for Defensive Player of the Year. And if you remember, Jamal Adams got 2 first round picks in a trade. So I think that we can give up 2 firsts for sexy Dexter Lawrence. No problem, man. But either way, like we said, the Cam Robinson trade is phenomenal. Like, it's for the price, as well as given the situation, this is the best the Vikings could have done. And also, it has the least moving parts, especially keeping Brandel at left guard spot and also freeing up Rise and replace Ed Ingram. So it's a great move all the way around. But your thoughts are thoughts. 10 questions about the Cam Robinson trade. Let us know your thoughts. Comment section below. You guys know what to do. Skol. Production value.